area, that's not a good area for anybody to really be getting rain. Okay, if this model were to verify, which I don't think it will, but if it does, this is going to bring a dry flow of air for all of the Southwest. This is not looking good for even New Mexico at this point. We see a northwesterly flow that can bring some thunderstorms to New Mexico and parts of northeastern Arizona, but it is not a prime location to be getting moisture in, because of the fact that it's in a blocking position. Sometimes we call this a monsoon break. This is typically where the high would set up if we're going to have a break in the monsoon, which, now remember, our first break technically is August 7th across much of the Southwest. So this would be a few days early, but it's within the normal range, so to speak. It's a couple days early, but we are due for a break at some point here. So coming up to 264 hours now. This is Sunday, August 6th, and you can see much of the same thing. The high located over the Baja Spur, bringing a northerly flow into Arizona and New Mexico. Not a location you want to see it. This is not a location you want the high to be, technically, because it's not going to bring a moist flow of air. It's going to bring dry continental air in from the northwest, and unless there's a cold front involved or a triggering mechanism, there won't be any rain. Okay, so I'm not saying there'll be no rain. I'm saying there's going to be very little of it, and probably hardly any to be found in Arizona. Okay, just not looking at a lot of rain. Heading out to 300 hours now. This is way, way out, and these models can change, and I think they will. I am inclined to believe that these models are not going to verify, but if they do, I won't be surprised if they do, because like I said, we are due for our first break in the monsoon season. And usually that lasts anywhere between as little as a week to as much as 3 weeks. That's right, they can go as long as 3 weeks on a break here. Okay, this map looks absolutely messy at this point. So where is the high pressure? Well, it's really not around. If there's a little bit of sign of it here in parts of the Baja Spur, but it's very very weird looking. It's hardly non-existent. This is a westerly flow with even a slight northwesterly flow. This would definitely bring a significant monsoon break to much of the Southwest, including New Mexico, if this model were to verify. And it doesn't really change much heading out to the 10th either. This is the 10th, the very last slide here, 378 hours. And you can see the high pressure, if it were to set up here, this is a westerly flow. This is not going to bring monsoon moisture to the area. Now, if there's some humidity around and we start getting troughs, or what we like to see, cold fronts. Remember how I said late August we'll start seeing some cold fronts coming in? The jet would come down south and start bringing in some cold frontal passages. Again, that would have to be, the only way that would happen is if the high pressure was located over the plains. It's not. It's located down here off the Baja Spur, and that is not the proper place to have the high pressure if you want to get a cold front to bring in moisture and interact with the monsoon. That's not going to happen. This is not that type of scenario. So after the 4th, it looks like a significant monsoon break is possible. I'm not saying it's expected, but it is possible across the area. So we'll keep you guys posted on that one as well. Let's take a look at moisture parameters a little bit and see what the moisture says across the region right now. And let's see if I can find moisture. All right, precipitation and moisture. This is on a 24-hour loop, okay? But strangely enough, very odd. This is quite odd. Strangely enough, even with that pattern, the model is insisting that there's going to be scattered showers and thunderstorms across much of New Mexico, parts of West Texas, and even parts of Arizona. Now, I don't believe this because when you have a westerly flow, you technically don't have a lot of moisture that's involved with bringing in to the moisture to the state. With a westerly flow, you just don't have, especially in that high pressure located in that region, you just don't see it unless there's some other source, and this could be tropical it could be tropical influence, and we see that here with these two cutoff low pressure systems or remains of tropical systems that could cause some moisture to seep in on a shallow Gulf surge, bring that into the area and interact with the westerly flow. That is a rare occurrence, but it can happen. But again, like I said, these models, this is about 2 weeks out. This is not a guarantee. I don't believe models are really honing in on anything right now, but this is interesting nonetheless. Let's back this up a little bit and see after the break, when the break is going to occur here. And this is August 2nd, and we can currently see where the moisture is going to be. Remember, I said the break would begin on the 4th, if we indeed get a break. Okay, New Mexico. Look at you. You're looking real good here. This is looking excellent. This is very decent chances of rain. Like I said, there's going to be a southwesterly flow into Arizona, and that's going to push a lot of this moisture into New Mexico and North Texas. So you guys are going to get soaked in New Mexico. A very good chance of widespread showers and thunderstorms for you guys. I know you haven't seen much this season, but you are going to see some for sure across the area. So very good news. Finally some rain for you guys. Let's go a little further out in time and see what's going on here. We'll go to 2/16 and see exactly what we got going on. This is going to be for Friday, August 4th. This is the day that the break will begin. And let's see what's going on here. Okay, well, we still have a nice flow of moisture coming up the Sierra Madres here and into New Mexico. Remember, New Mexico is still going to get rain. Arizona, you're going to go on a break. You're not going to see much, especially the central desert. It's going to be extreme southeastern Arizona and maybe a little bit of northern east central Arizona. But you're not going to see much around the Phoenix area whatsoever. But New Mexico, you still got a decent chance of showers and thunderstorms. Okay, it's a little bit weaker signal, but it's still decent. Okay, so let's go a little further out in time here. Again, that was 216 hours out. Let's go to 252 and see how long this break is going to continue across the area. This is August 5th on a Saturday. This is one day ahead of, after. And you can see New Mexico, Central Texas, you got a good chance of monsoon thunderstorms. And again, with these westerly flows, you tend to see much less activity here in the central deserts. And you really can start to see there's less moisture here, even in New Mexico. It's relegated to the mountainous terrain, for sure. And you can see the moisture plume over here, the monsoon plume itself, or the summer thunderstorm season plume, whatever you want to call this is starting to shut down a little bit. Now, don't worry, guys, this is not the end of the monsoon. It's not over. This is not the end, okay? I need to stress that. This is not the end of the monsoon. This is what we like to call a monsoon break, okay? This is all it is, all right? This is 258 hours, okay? So let's go out to 288 hours, okay? This is the 7th. So we're going just a couple days ahead here, and we want to see if we're still in this break pattern. And you know what? We are. If this model verifies, especially for Arizona, very dry conditions for Arizona, very little moisture to be found except for the extreme southeastern portion of the state. New Mexico, mainly mountains, that's going to see the rain. You'll see a little bit in the deserts as well, or the lowlands, we like to call them in New Mexico. You will see a little bit, but you're not going to see a whole lot. So even you guys in New Mexico, if this model were to verify, is going to see somewhat of a break, lasting probably about a week. For at least, we'll go with the week for now. That was 288 hours. So let's go to 324 hours, August 8th, the day after. Has anything changed? Let's take a look. Okay, well, we still have a westerly flow at this point, but according to this model, we can technically see that there's a little bit of moisture coming up here into the area and interacting probably with a trough, because there could be a trough of low pressure here, or a cold front that's going to stall along the California coast and help to bring monsoon moisture up, pull it up from the south, even though we have a westerly flow, southwesterly flow, and bring monsoon thunderstorms to the area. But again, that's still a very slight chance at that time. It's not looking great for much of any of us, to be honest with you. So that's 324 hours. Let's go up to 360. And again, we're still indicating a break here. That started on the 4th, so let's see, that's 6 days now. That's about a week. And yet, the models are now showing, you can see that there's really not much going on. It looks like mountainous terrain. Very dry for the central deserts of Arizona. Spotty rainfall for much of the mountains of New Mexico. So that cold front that was in California might have moved eastward and pretty much flushed out the moisture at this point. 384, let's go out and finish it. All right, just for shits and giggles. No, I'm just kidding. Let's finish it. This is August 11th. You can see there's still a decently strong plume of moisture here in northern Mexico. And again, we're looking at spotty rainfall here. This is very, very spotty in nature. And it's not it's not the best thing you want to see. Excuse me, my voice. You can currently see that there's just, again, southern Arizona, northern Arizona. The central areas stay relatively dry. Mountains of New Mexico on either side, the mountain chain, the continental divide. I'm going to see a daily threat of showers and thunderstorms. So even though we're going to be going on a break, it looks like there could be some moisture intrusions, though shallow in nature, coming into the southwestern United States, including much of New Mexico, parts of southwest California, parts of Utah and Colorado. Even though we're going to go on a break on the 4th, lasting through at least maybe the 12th at this point, there could be at least a little bit of monsoon activity going on, even though it says we're going to go on a break. So let's look at the winds on that date. And you can see the high pressure is located in northern Mexico. That is not a good location whatsoever to be getting moisture in, but it could be that it's so far south that it's circulating what moisture is in Mexico and over the ocean into the desert southwest. And that can happen, but usually if the high pressure is located in northern Mexico like that, northern central Mexico, we don't see monsoon moisture, hardly ever. But again, like I said, because it's so broad, because this is so broad, it could be pulling moisture off of the mountains, rotating it over the ocean, wrapping it all the way around in through Arizona and much of New Mexico. So we'll keep you guys posted. Right now there's about a 60 to 70% chance of a break beginning August 4th and lasting through at least the 11th or 12th, probably the 13th. So we're going to go through the 4th through, to play it safe, let's go the 4th through the 15th for a monsoon break. After that time, models don't go that far out, so I don't know what's going to happen. Again, these models could very well change. I will keep you guys posted as much as I can, but don't get this solution in your head that this is locked on, that we're going to see a break. There is a 60 to 70% chance of a break beginning on the 4th, and models are trending in that direction, but it does not mean it is going to happen. There's still a 30% chance at least that we will see normal monsoon conditions and that the high will be located up here where it's supposed to be. So the models for the last week and a half have been trending on a break, and it won't surprise me if we go on a break. We are due for a break in the monsoon. It's been very active these last 3 weeks of July here. So it will not surprise me if we go on a break for an extended period of time. That could last anywhere as much as 6 days to as much as 15 days. That's right. Now, it doesn't mean that during that time period we'll see no monsoon activity. It's just going to be mainly in the mountainous terrain, with most of the deserts and lowlands staying relatively on the dry side, except for some very isolated areas that could see a pop-up shower or thunderstorm, but it won't last very long because there's no good moisture source coming in. So a lot of potential factors. We'll keep you guys posted. Again, a break beginning on the 4th is looking more likely now. The 4th through the 15th, it looks like break time, and that might even be extended. I don't know. It could. Hopefully this pattern doesn't stick around all August. I hope it don't. That would be detrimental to the North American monsoon season this year. We don't want to see that happening. Hopefully the monsoon is not ending early after it began late. So we'll see what happens. It's highly unlikely the monsoon's going to end. But again, we'll keep you guys posted. This just looks like an extended break at this current time. So the 4th through the 15th, let's see. So that's 4. Oh, I'd say maybe 10 to 11 days of a break across the year. So we'll keep you guys posted.